Hello there, everybody. This is Mel Allen. Murder, She Wrote, baseball's on a crime wave. Unexpected behavior by the Expos arouses suspicion in the National League East. Who knows? They just may muscle their way into the pennant race. A Yankee Don pulls off a rash of capers, putting him in rare company with this eyewitness. Now both have a record that may never be wiped clean. A clue surfaces in Minnesota, where a Twins legend returns to the scene of the crime only to learn after all these years he's still a wanted man. Shady characters in the broadcast booth seek alibis when the picture sends them on a wild goose chase. Who done it? Round up the usual suspects so we can solve this case once and for all right here on This Week in Baseball. Now in our second decade.
Hi, Mel. This is Enos Country Slaughter. To one old country boy to another. I know you came from Alabama and I'm from North Carolina. They call us rednecks, but you know we'll always stand up there for what is right.
Your neck's redder than mine. American League fling. A Yankee takes a swing into history. For the Yankees, Don Mattingly and his now famous bat, it was simply a matter of one a day. One home run a day, that is. Mattingly's streak began before the All-Star break when he crashed homers in 5 consecutive games. Then, when the Yankee season resumed, so did Mattingly's rash of home runs.
Oh, yes, he got it. Mattingly has now hit home runs in 7 straight games. That was a breaking ball he turned on. Hey, did he get all of it? Did he? Holy cow, he did it! Holy cow, Mattingly is unbelievable. The opposite field. Holy cow. And the fans are giving him a standing ovation. Oh. Don Mattingly has just tied a record set back in 1956 by the Pirates' Dale Long.
Indeed, Dale Long earned himself lasting fame more than 3 decades ago when he became the first player to hit homers in 8 consecutive games. A record that Long figured was safe in the history books. That is, until he witnessed Mattingly's crushing assault 31 years later.
If I had to pick one person that I would want to handpick to break my record, I think I would pick him. He's my type of person. I wished him luck because, what the heck, I'm 62 years old. I sure ain't going to break it.
0-2 count to Don Mattingly.
Looking for a place in the history book.
And he binds this one to left field. It'll be a base hit for Mattingly. He'll dig for second. And he will make it into second base with a stand-up double. And a standing ovation for number 23, Don Mattingly.
Besides that record, Mattingly set a league mark with extra base hits in 10 straight games.
The big thing, it was something that I didn't really try to do. It just kept happening for me. I was feeling good at the plate. All of a sudden hit a long ball one day. And I told a couple of guys, I said, I feel like I'm going to hit one every day now. And a lot of times you feel that way, but it never happens for you. And it was something I just kept on trying to, hey, let's go out and help the club today. We're in the middle of a race, and keep doing positive things for our club, and it just kept happening.
2 nights later, Mattingly followed up his smashing success at the plate by nobly assisting Tommy John against Minnesota, this time making headlines in the field.
And the pitch, there's a ground ball to the right side, and he's going to do it. That's 22 putouts for Mattingly. He has just put his name into the record book again. What a week for Mattingly.
Just doing what comes naturally. Time now to get on the ball as a man in blue expresses his point of view. Doug Harvey is baseball's most senior umpire. This season marks his 26th in the National League. In a profession that demands impartiality, Harvey's decisions sometimes provoke angry outbursts, and then some.
There's a whole lot of cursing going on. And if a guy comes out to me and says, Harvey, you kicked a blankety-blank play, and it's a blankety-blank shame, That's fine. That's cursing at its best. But don't come out to me and say, Harvey, you blankety blank, you kicked that play, because you're going. And when they start calling me something that I would call neither them nor their ball players, then they're gone. I'm a gentleman and an umpire. My name's Doug Harvey. You can use any three of those, and we get along just fine.
When teams don't get along, it's very often the result of a knockdown pitch. Take, for instance, a game in which Chicago Cubs outfielder Andre Dawson was hit in the face, prompting the lively argument, beanball or brushback.
The guy just hits a home run, the next guy steps up and the ball's thrown at his head. That's a beanball. A guy hits a home run the time before and goes through 9 batters and he's up at bat, boom, the ball's thrown at his head. That's a beanball. A good brushback is a button remover. You take the button off the front of his shirt. That's a great brushback. But you get some pitchers today, and I don't know whether it's because of the fact they feel that their talent isn't such that they can't get these people out, or they go to getting ripped around a little bit, and boy, all of a sudden, I mean, there's just a real rash of, well, I'll nail this guy, and boom, they throw at a guy, and we don't want to wait for that ball to hit him. Let's nail this guy, get him 2-week suspension where he might miss 3 games. I like that idea. I was behind the plate the day Dickie Thon was hit, and it was a horrible thing. And to this day, I have great empathy for Dickie Thon. I can't imagine anybody taking a ball in the face and destroying all the orbital bone to where it affects his eyesight, and now the kid possibly is out of baseball. It hurts me badly.
Harvey has also found himself in the thick of the controversial question, illegal pitches. Last season, for example, during the National League playoffs, the New York Mets took issue with Houston's formidable pitcher, Mike Scott, who they claimed was scuffing the ball. Harvey didn't agree.
There's no doubt in my mind the man can do it. Now, the Mets, Gary Carter, his first time at bat, the guy delivers a second pitch in there, and the thing exploded about like that, boom. Gary says to me, check that ball. Now, it hasn't hit the dirt. All it's hit is the catcher's glove. I said, sure. Took the ball, turned around halfway to Gary Carter, and I turned the ball this way, and I turned it this way. There are 2 sets of things like that put together, and I turned it both ways. That ball was as clean could be, and the man had just shown me what he could make it do. And he stuck the bats just like any great pitcher can. Great pitching will always overcome good hitting.
For every ump, overcoming objections is part of the game. Does the manager protest too much? Maybe not, but he does seem to make the ump's eyesight a favorite target.
I tell people, they say, Harvey, I saw you wearing your glasses to read the paper. You know what I tell them? I tell them, pal, let me tell you something. The size of the baseball is the size of my fist. And if you think I can't see my fist, you're wrong. Do you see my fist? Don't talk about my eyesight. It's doing just fine.
I see your fist, Doug Harvey. Time now for this week's quiz, brought to you by the 1988 Chevy full-size pickup. From the heartbeat of America, today's Chevy trucks. Detroit's Sparky Anderson recently became the first manager to get 700 wins with 2 teams. With Cincinnati, he won 800. Now, of those who've managed at least 10 years, who holds the best all-time winning percentage? Don't be scared, Mac. Think Reds again. National League East. In Montreal, the Expos shake, rattle, and roll. The Expos are looking fit and chipper. 8 wins in 10 games and figuring to rewrite the final chapter of the East Division pennant race. Says Buck Rogers, don't count us out.
Give this team a chance. You know, before you make your comments, before you set your mind that we're going to be lousy, give this team a chance.
Well, I really think we have a good team. I really like our club now, and I don't see any reason why we can't contend. We've proven that we're going to score a lot of runs, and with our lineup, we've got outstanding hitters all the way through, and we're going to keep scoring runs.
A sound prediction, considering that Tim Raines ranks among league leaders in that department. He's also batting near .350, and yet Raines has been something of an invisible man to many.
I'm sure that all the players in the National League know the type of player that I am, but as far as being recognized, I feel that no one really knows Tim Raines, say, like they know Darryl Strawberry, and I feel that I'm twice the player as he is.
Nothing modest about the numbers coming from Rain's sidekicks either, like rookie Casey Candell, another reason for Montreal's recent surge.
He's always been a hard-nosed player. He goes out and plays as hard as he can every time he gets out there, and he just works hard and he plays hard, and his performance shows.
Like most players, Candell has a role model. In this case, it happens to be his mother.
My mom could play baseball, and she was good at it, and she was a big influence on me, and she taught me a lot about the mental aspects of the game, and having a good attitude, and being a hustler and playing hard all the time, and never giving up and never letting up, and that's most of the things that I learned from her.
Seems the pitching staff is learning to relax a bit more, especially since the arrival of Neil Heaton, who's made the switch to the National League a snap.
When he goes into a game, I think we play better behind him because we know he's going to keep us in the game. He works fast. He throws a lot of strikes.
When you have a pitcher like that, it's fun to play behind him because you know he's going to be out there for a long time, and he's going to give you all he has.
Credit Heaton with a 10-4 record and the oncoming Expos with second place. Overall, 12 games above 500 for the first time in 2 years. And lest anyone figured the East Division race was becoming an altogether too lonely affair, think again. Now, let's open the notebook for This Week in Baseball's Twib Notes from around the majors. Houston's Ken Caminiti had a shining debut in the majors. For openers, he helped tame the visiting Phillies with some dandy defense that kept the game close. Then, in the bottom of the seventh, with the Phillies up 1-0, Caminiti obliged the Astro fans by delivering a crushing blow at the plate.
And it's a high shot, right field. Wilson back, and it's a home run. Ken Caminiti has his first Major League homer, and the Astros have tied it 1-1.
Houston went on to win the game. And 3 days later, Caminiti went on to hit his second Major League home run. Oh, to be a rookie. Baltimore's Billy Ripken might agree to that. In helping the streaking Orioles to their first ever 4-game sweep of Kansas City, Ripken smacked his first Major League home run. As is the rookie custom, Ripken was then given the temporary traditional silent treatment when he returned to the dugout, which, by the way, is a much cheerier place since Baltimore won 8 in a row. The Twins' Bert Blyleven beat the Yankees behind 8 strikeouts, raising his career total to 3,195, passing Ferguson Jenkins for the number 8 spot on the all-time list. Another Twin of great renown, Rod Carew, won 7 batting titles in 12 seasons with Minnesota. A true batting magician, Carew compiled a lifetime average of .330. What's more, Carew holds a prominent place in the team's record books. And in a recent tribute to the wondrous hitter, Minnesota retired his number 29, only the second Twin ever so honored.
And I can still remember the standing ovations that the fans gave me at the old Met. It's something that I will never forget.
Carew's number 29 was also retired by the Angels, but to Twins fans, he'll always be one of their own. Now, let's own up to the answer of this week's quiz. This Joseph McCarthy avoided politics, at least while managing for 24 years, a career in which he compiled more than 2,100 wins and 1,300 losses for a .614 winning percentage, best of all time. McCarthy's greatest success came during his 16 seasons with the Yankees when he won 8 pennants and 7 world championships. Got my friend Warner right in the corner. A big league rhyme at Hall of Fame time. Warner Pucell.
Mel, the Hall of Fame opened in 1939, 100 years after Doubleday time. The site was New York in Cooperstown, which the parents of James Fenimore Cooper found. The baseball writers were appointed the job of selecting the players. The first was Cobb. 4 others were announced on the very first ballot. The Babe was one who had the talent.
So it seems like an anniversary for me, too, and I'm surely glad, and it's a pleasure for me to come up here and be picked also on the Hall of Fame.
Big 6 pitched in, and then the big train. Honus Wagner made it 5 in the Hall of Fame. 1 year later, John McGraw joined the pack, selected by veterans who also chose Connie Mack. In the 1940s, Rogers Hornsby was named. A grove called Lefty was also famed. The great Mickey Cochran joined the Hall, and so did King Carl with his lefty screwball. The 50s kicked off with slugger Mel Ott. Jimmy Fox came along, and Old Diz the Hall got. Joltin' Joe broke through, Bill Terry fit, and modest Hank Greenberg, born to hit.
Oh, I don't know. It's just a swing, and if you happen to hit the ball in the right spot, why, you have a home run.
Umpire Bill Clem was signaled in, along with Ed Barrow, an owner back then. Marsa Joe McCarthy managed to spot, and Mr. Joe Cronin. Why not? Jackie Robinson raced home in the 60s parade. Campanella caught on the same decade. So did Bob Feller, a pitcher grand, along with Ted Williams and Stan the Man. The 70s found Koufax and Warren Spahn, the late great Clemente, whose life was gone. Say Hey Willie Mays was quite a sensation, and Mickey Mantle made it a second generation.
Before I was born, my father lived and died for baseball, and he named me after a Hall of Famer, Mickey Cochran. I'm not sure if my dad knew it or not, but his real name was Gordon. And hope there's no Gordons here today, but I'm glad that he didn't name me Gordon.
Mel Allen pioneered the announcer's wing. Then in the 80s, Hank Aaron's swing. Many more follow in the Hall of Fame, but without old Yogi, it wouldn't be the same.
I guess the first thing I should do is thank everybody who made this day necessary.
Hold still, folks. More laughs to come. Hey, a chorus line. Better yet, a chorus of strange and scary sights. Oh, well, sometimes the camera just goes wacky, and I do mean wacky.
Fastball really ripped. He should have used it. That one's out of here. Way up into the seat.
Hey, what was that? We want an explanation.
Maybe we're having an earthquake and we don't know it.
We are. Moving left and right, left and right.
If you think the picture's weird, check out this audio.
And a shot to Sucker. Oh, handcuffed Doran, grabs, throws, got him. No, he didn't either. Drive deep to right center field. Barfield going back. It is gone.
No, he caught it, Larry.
Some of the things that you hear out of the broadcast booth.
You know, I would expect more out of you than that.
That'll bring up Juan Bonilla.
Here's Fred Knight looking for a base hit against Detroit this year.
Breaking ball hit to center, and that'll be a base hit for Shane Dunston.
Give me that. You want to eat and work, and you can't do both at the same time.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to New York Yankee Baseball. I'm Bill. Wait a minute.
You should take like 2 weeks off and then just quit. I think that's the best you can do.
Oh, shucks. Still tongue-tied.
And a guy who also does a fine job back for the play-by-play, Ralph Kiner.
Thank you very much, Tim McCarver. Excuse me. Siska's tied with Darryl Strawberry for the National League lead in RBIs. Strawberry, of course, voted into the Hall of Fame for the 4th consecutive year, the first National Leaguer to do that. Samwell didn't know where it was. He was decoyed by Samwell, and they get him at first. What a job by Samwell decoying the ground ball, and Samwell falling for the trick and being doubled off at first.
Oh, no. Now look who's taking over the mic.
Once again, as we have done in reference to previously used equipment, we thank you for your support.
And now this week in baseball's flashback, brought to you by Gatorade. Thirst aid for that deep down body thirst. It's 1946. The St. Louis Cardinals have just defeated the Red Sox to become world champions. A series remembered most of all for the mad dash in Game 7 that brought St. Louis the winning run. It all began in the last of the 8th. Enos Slaughter led off with a single, and then with 2 outs, the score tied. To the plate came Harry the Hat Walker.
It kind of flashes back to me a little bit. Of course, like it was, it's fun to see. It was a deal that you know, I was thinking about the series when they started. It was The last game that day, the 7th game, the count was 2 balls and 1 strike, and he was stealing on the play when I hit the ball in left center field.
He hit this looping single into left center. Well, I said to myself, I can score. And as I rounded second, the ball was just hitting the ground in left center, and I never looked up. All I was thinking about is taking Roy Partee, the catcher, with me on into the dugout.
The play was painfully memorable to shortstop Johnny Pesky, who became legend in the story for holding the ball in a moment of hesitation.
Of course, you know, a lot of people made Pesky the GOAT, but I disagree with him 100%.
I come out there looking like a palooka, but I got blamed for something I didn't think was my fault, but however, that's something you have to live with.
There's been a lot of comment about that Bobby Doerr should have been calling out the play to Pesky where to throw the ball. And there's 33,000 people, and I can't say whether I did call out the play or not. Johnny was out on the grass side of deep short, and he probably wouldn't have heard me if I had called out the play.
Another key aspect of the play involved Dom DiMaggio, Boston Star center fielder, who had suffered an injury while tying the score in the 7th inning, and he had to leave the game.
Slaughter told me that right after the game, he had suddenly remembered that I was not in center field, and that's why he made his last dash. It bothered me that I was not there when it happened. I would have been playing way over. I think I'd been there, and as Slaughter said, he would not have made the dash. I wish I had been there.
I was there in the booth. Well, that's all for now, folks. See you next week on This Week in Baseball.